Percival Kofi Akpaloo contested in the 2020 presidential elections under the ticket of the Liberal Party of Ghana, LPG, and lost woefully, securing only 0.06% of votes. He has not given up, however. He has stated, calling on Ghanaians to rally behind him to break the NPP NDC duopoly in 2024. Some believe he is just living in the clouds, but he believes otherwise. Kofi Akpaloo, founder of the Liberal Party of Ghana, is my guest this evening. We will seek his views on the current economic challenges in the country and why he believes the LPG will do better. My name is Nana Akosua Asante-Samuels, and this is The Hard Truth. Kofi, welcome to The Hard Truth.
Thank you, Nana.
It's been a while. You look well, and we miss you.
I miss you too.
Now, you contested for president in 2020 general elections, promising a change in the fortunes of Ghanaians. You lost, and Ghanaians decided to give President Konadu a second chance. It's been, I would say, 18 months since, the elections. How would you describe the performance of the government so far?
Okay, this evening, from where I'm sitting, in my personal observation, this government has tried its best. They have tried all that they could, but they know the economic challenges across the globe. This pandemic, the COVID-19, and also the recent Ukraine-Russia war, it has contributed a lot. And the government is actually facing difficulties in managing the economy.
We had difficulties before the Russian-Ukraine war. And, World Bank, the director to Ghana, Pierre Laporte, he maintains he said that Ghana was in a crisis for a long time, even before the pandemic happened. So from you think the government is doing better?
I'm happy you quoted the World Bank country director. Ghana, we have been through these difficulties since time immemorial. I could tell you from 1969 is it 1966 when we had, or 1969 when we had the coup? 1966, yeah, that was when we had the first coup. Yeah, I mean, from that time to today, Ghana, we've not been anywhere better. So he's right by saying that even when Akosua assumed power, we knew we were going through these dumso difficulties and whole lot. So that's why Ghanaians came out and then voted out John Mahama massively. So the issue here is that though this pandemic has also contributed, and also the Ukraine war, but I've also observed something that we have not maybe done it well as a country, especially managing the way we pay our contractors.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? As it stands, and cost of living is very, very high. Inflation is increasing by, wages remain the same. You know that. Ghanaians insist that measures have been instituted, including expenditure cuts, social spending, and investment in growth areas to revive the economy. Is government, again, doing enough to address the cost of living crisis in the country?
To some extent, they are not doing what they're supposed to do, because if we are in government, we would have done some massive transformation.
I'm listening.
Because we would have overhauled the whole Bank of Ghana staff, okay? And then also the finance ministry.
What has the staff gotten to do with anything?
Because they are the problem. The problem we have here in Ghana is those who are managing our monies.
The staff of Bank of Ghana.
Yeah, because based on their advice, okay, and also the advice from those technocrats from the finance ministry, they are the problem. And we need to do overhauling, okay? If we are able to overhaul the whole system, we'll be able to get good people who can come out with good ideas to transform our economy. Because
what is it? So even before you come to overhauling the people at the Bank of Ghana, or the Ghana Commercial Bank, Bank of Ghana, let's look at the challenges. What do you think the challenge is right now in the country?
Yeah, the challenge is,
what is causing these things?
Yeah, because the people who are managing it. That's why I mentioned the Bank of Ghana staff and then the finance ministry.
The Bank of Ghana staff is managing the whole economy?
Yes, because you see, if we are not able as a country, government award contracts to contractors, and the government is not able to pay the contractors. What happens to the economy? Because the banks will suffer, because the banks more or less may have given money to contractors in the form of a loan to do their projects. And if they are not getting the monies, how would they be able to lend money to other activities? You see, so the problem is that our Bank of Ghana is a problem. That's why I'm saying that we need to change.
The president is not the problem.
No.
The government is not the problem. Bank of Ghana is the problem.
Both of them. Both of them, because they are supervising them. The government is supervising them. So if the government wants to do well, you have to change, proper change.
And what would the new set of employees do?
Yes, because you have to put in good people who understand what's supposed to be done. Because the kind of people that we have there, look, currently we are having inflation about 27%. Is that not it? 27, even it's more than that, but we are saying 27%. What has contributed to that? Cost push. But what we heard is that the interest rate has moved, the base rate has moved from 16% to 20-something% now. Okay? Why? Because when there's an inflation, you need to look at what has contributed to that inflation. And now the inflation we understand is that it's been because of cost, because we are not able to manage our exchange rate. So that has pushed the cost, and that's why we're having this experience. So if at the end of the day, the Bank of Ghana comes out by increasing the base rate, they are rather compounding the problem. Okay?
I see. So from,
because they're taking
money.
They're taking money out of the system. Because already people are complaining that there's no money in the system. There's no money circulating in the system.
Yes,
then you come out with increment in the base rate. It means you're going to take monies out from the system.
Now, from what you're saying now, we've done an overall, or we have fired every employee at the Bank of Ghana. And where else? You said Ministry of Finance. Was that what you said?
Exactly. That's the problem. If you're able to tackle that problem.
But the current economic situation is pushing many households into debt and destitution. From where you sit, how should government handle this crisis? Is it just by, like you talked about, firing everyone at the Bank of Ghana and the Ministry of Finance?
The problem now is that monies are not circulating in the economy. Monies are not circulating in the economy. And why are monies not circulating in the economy? Simply because government have refused to pay contractors. Now, how much is the government owing the contractors? If it's, say, 20 billion cedis, the best way to go about this is to consolidate this debt and borrow money to pay, so that the contractors will have their monies, the banks will have money.
We are complaining and crying that we are borrowing a lot.
No,
why do we have to borrow, to pay contractors again?
Yes, because money must circulate in the economy. When money is not circulating,
your best option and solution is to borrow more money to pay contractors.
No. You see, you are owing 20 billion contractors. And now the economy is stalled because these contractors are not paid and monies are not going anywhere. So you borrow money, you consolidate that money, that debt. You put them together, you give it to one person, and then you take the money and you pay these people off, so that you find time to pay this one person. You take the time to pay. Instead of having all these let's say 10,000 contractors that you are owing. Okay? That's a simple way of managing the economy. So that you give them the money, now they go back to base. Okay? They pay their workers, they pay their suppliers, and then money will circulate in the economy. And then the economy will
move. We need money from contractors to circulate in the economy.
Exactly. Because government,
that's going to cut it.
Exactly.
The money from contractors only is going to make the economy boom.
Yeah, because you see,
I see.
Now, let me tell you something. If I'm a contractor and I have, let's say, I'm using a figure, I have 5 million cedis sitting in my account, and I've done a job and they have not paid me, do you think I will leave the 5 million cedis?
Let me ask you a personal question. I'm thinking.
No, I'm coming. Let me finish this. That 5 million cedis, I will not leave it in the account, in the city. So the best thing I will do is I'll go and buy dollar and save it in dollar, okay? Because I want to protect the value of my money. So I'll rather buy dollar and save it. When I do that, because there will be pressure on the demand for dollar, And when it happens that because we import most of the item we consume in this country from outside and we use dollar to import them, the dollar rate will go up, and then goods of services will also go up because of that. So if you pay the contractor, there will be confidence in the economy. And then the contractors will say, oh, if I have this one, why should I leave it? Let me go and do a job, because I know if I do a job, I will be paid.
I want to ask you a personal question. Is government owing you? I mean, have you done any contract job for the government? Is government owing you? How much is government owing you right now?
No, government's not owing me. Government's not owing me.
I see.
Yeah.
Now, how do you react to agitations by teachers' union for government to pay them cost of living allowances and all of that by June, or else they go on strike? What's your take on that?
Yeah, but the government doesn't have the money to pay them. Okay, the government doesn't have the money to pay them. Okay, because the economy is not working, simply because the contractors have not been paid. So monies are not circulating.
So everything is based on contractors.
Oh yes,
pay contractors and Ghana will boom.
Oh yes,
I see.
You see, when you pay one contractor, let me give you the whole chain. When you pay one contractor, the contractor will go and buy goods and services. He'll pay his workers will buy goods and services. So everybody will be having a bit of the money.
What if my business doesn't have any direct connection with the contractor?
No, what business are you in? I will tell you, every business. Every business.
Service business.
Yeah, you're serving business. Let's assume in hospitality. Now people will enjoy hospitality, okay? Now, if assume somebody has to do wedding, he will not postpone his wedding, because he knows that
the contractor has been paid.
Exactly.
And how does that affect?
Yeah, because he's working for the contractor. An employee.
Everyone in Ghana is connected to a contractor.
Exactly. Because government is the biggest spender. And how does government spend money? Spend money through the contractors. So if the government refuse to pay the contractors, money will not circulate.
So government pay the contractors is now a problem to be solved, right?
Exactly.
I see. Now, the blame for economic woes have, been laid on the doorstep of the finance minister, Kenneth Ofori-Atta. How would you rate his performance on a scale of 10? How is the finance minister performing?
Yeah. If you listen to me from where I'm coming from, okay? And I'm happy the finance minister is a businessman. I'm happy the finance minister is not only a businessman, he's also somebody who understands investment. So I was expecting the finance minister to pay the contractors. So that ends my assessment.
So what? Is a finance minister?
Yes, because he is a finance person. And he knows that, and he understands that when money gets to a contractor, because the contractor borrowed money from the bank. Yes. So and then the bank will get paid.
We've already given the government the solution on what to do. Pay the contractors. So how will you rate the performance of the finance minister? On a scale of 1 to 10, how will you rate the performance of the finance minister?
That ends my assessment.
Which is what?
Yeah, that he should know that he should pay the contractors.
So he's not paying the contractors, so what does that make him?
Yeah, so you should be able to give the measurement.
In the midst of all these hardships, Ghanaians have become very, keen on accountability in the use of country's resources. There were calls for the finance minister to account for the COVID-19 expenditure. He appeared before Parliament, I think on the 22nd of June, this year, and to do just that. However, there were inconsistencies, I would say, and disparities between the figures given and the figures that the government also gave over the period. What are your thoughts on this?
I agree with the Speaker of Parliament, asking that they should go back and do proper reconciliation. Because, see, we easily jump into conclusion here in Ghana, because the president said certain figures, and then the vice president also mentioned some figures, and then the finance minister also gave some figures. But I will end up with what the finance minister has presented, because that will be the figures that I can rely on. Because he has given out records. So
should we disregard what the president of the land said?
Yeah.
You mentioned the vice president also said some. So do we disregard all these
things? You see, in business, we have what we call going concern. As time goes on, things are happening. So as at the time the president was saying something was happening. At the time when the vice president was mentioning something was also happening. Okay? So it will not be the same figures. So this time, this is the final figures the finance minister has given out. So that's what we should rely on. You cannot rely on what somebody said earlier on. I think that's what we should look at.
So they shouldn't bother the finance minister. He's giving us the candid
because he's the one who is in charge of the finance. He's in charge of the finance, and he's the one who's going to give you a report.
The Speaker of Parliament again, directed the Finance and Health Committee to investigate the total receipt of COVID-19 expenditure presented by the Finance Minister. What are your expectations on it? Do you see it any yielding results, or do you see it yielding any meaningful results?
I think it's the right call. It's the right call, so that the Speaker is asking that both committees should sit and look into the figures and do proper reconciliation. So I agree with him, and I think the Finance Minister will be able to explain it better to them.
In March 2018, the government unveiled, artistic impressions of a proposed national cathedral, which has since, caused us so many controversies. What is your position on the concept of the national cathedral, and what do you make of government's approach for, in achieving this?
Oh, I'm 100% for it.
The national cathedral?
Oh, yes.
Tell us why.
Oh, yes, I'm 100% for it, because as a Christian, and I think building a cathedral for the nation, I think is in the right direction. In this country, we have about 70% Christians. But
don't we have churches all over? Let's look at the thoughts behind the National Cathedral, raising, tourists, 60 million tourists a year. Yeah. Are these impressions realistic?
Oh, yeah. So sometimes you have to make proper estimates and anticipating that things will work in that direction. I'm all for it. That these figures, yeah.
But Kofi, many have raised the concerns of the way government has handled this project, especially in terms of financing and transparency. What implications do you think they will have in the long-term viability of the project?
If you ask me for the viability of the project, I would say yes, it's going to be positive. The NPV or the NPR is going to be positive in the sense that it's going to attract revenue. It's going to generate revenue, because when people are going to rent the place for the activities, people are going to come.
Where are we getting the money from?
To build it?
Yeah. There was a 25 million Ghana cedi issued by the finance minister just for that. And this is like a personal project of the president. So do you think it's right, again, for government to put its hands in public funds to support the cathedral?
Yeah, I think Ghana here, we don't have anything like a national...
do we have a national pastor or a national bishop?
No, we don't have a national development plan as a country. We base everything on our manifestos, parties' manifestos. So in the party's manifesto is what the president or the UB presidential candidates is trying to tell Ghanaians, that when you give them power, this is what he's going to do with his team. So his pledge was that when he wins power, he was going to build a cathedral. He's going to help build one district, one factory. He was going to do what they call free SHS and everything. So now this part of his program, and he's pursuing. So definitely it's going to come from the state coffers. It's not going to come from anywhere. And it's a national cathedral. So it's a national property.
So you think the state should fund it?
Exactly. It's a state property. It's not going to be an individual property, because it's not for Kuvado or for anybody. It's for the state. So the state money should be used for that. There's nothing wrong using the state money to build that edifice. It's going to beautify our city.
The building would beautify our city. So,
yeah, exactly.
So the state should put money in it.
Oh yes, and then also
are you aware? We don't have like a consistent or a fixed figure. It was 100, and it moved to 190, then 350, now 4 million. $400 million.
Oh yes, because we did not ask.
Aren't you concerned about these, price increase?
No, we need to find out what the monies are being used for. Okay, and then we did not ask how much it's going to cost the state to build it.
We asked.
When?
We asked. Parliament did that.
Parliament should have asked this, how much they were going to use to build it, and then how much they've used so far. So our Parliament has disappointed us.
So now the blame is on Parliament.
Because they are representing us, and they have to do this thorough investigation. Due diligence. I think that's the right word. And then if they are not doing it, who am I?
So we shouldn't blame the government. We should blame Parliament.
Parliament is responsible for all this. Anything that is going on, they have to approve it So when they were approving for the seed money, what were they looking? What were the figures they were looking? You see, they gave the approval for the seed money. Okay, so what documents were they going through? Or they just overlook it and just gave what do you call it, an approval for anything? So we need to question our parliament. You know, but Ghana here, we have what we call divide and rule tactics. So that divide and rule, MPP and NDC are playing it. So they'll put it in the gallery and then everybody will be following it. So right now sitting here, somebody somewhere will be sitting there, artists have been bribed by the government to say what I'm saying. That's what somebody's thinking. But that's not so. That's not so. But the thing is that everything is like divided into two. Either you are for it or you are against it. So there's no middle way here.
So you are for it. So are you going to put your personal money into the project?
Oh, already I have contributed.
Hey, how much do you contribute?
Oh, yeah, because every month they're taking money from my, what do you call it? My MTN.
How much?
100 cents every month. Yeah.
For the National Cathedral
exactly.
from you?
Yeah, I'm for it. Because see, it has its positives. One, currently when we are doing state barrier or whatever for our statement, where do we do them? We do them at the front of the Parliament House, at the forecourt. We erect tents, and that's all. So when it starts raining, I mean, everything have to end. So now when you have a cathedral, we can do it over there. Now, when we are doing this cathedral, or as we are building, it's going to create jobs for some people because there will be artisans who will be needed at the place. Even right now, people are working there. Engineers, plumbers, masons, and what do you call them? All those guys.
But I'm just staring at you because I'm thinking. But do you know? Do you know it was sole source to one person? So why wasn't it open for everyone? If it's a national thing, like you're saying.
I'll come to that.
I'm listening.
You know, when you go there, even now I visited the place, and you know they've dug the ground and they've built what they call a car park. Okay, about 2 stories. Okay, down there. And they use Jata cement. I was happy to see that Jata cement being used at the place because it's a local supplier, a local manufacturer. Okay, they're using this product, and I was so happy. Now, let me tell you something. Oh, you're asking about so.
I don't know why I brought in Jata cement, but anyway.
Yeah, but you know what? That guy, what is the name? Jay or something?
David Ajayi.
David Ajayi. Now, tell me, any architect in Ghana who is far better than that guy? Tell me.
So
that guy is an international architect all over the world.
And we couldn't have also opened it for other international architects to also bid for it?
We should be proud that we have a Ghanaian who has reached that height. And if it's a foreigner, yeah, I would have had a problem. But so far it's a Ghanaian, I don't have a problem. And
it's sole sourced. We pay 6 million Ghana cedis for artistic impressions to him already without due diligence.
But Akosua, you know that guy, he can deliver. No, there's some people, when you give them, you know they will deliver. So you don't need to, as a professional, you are a professional, so you should understand this. 6 million cedis to somebody doing that shouldn't be a problem.
I see.
Yeah.
You're still watching The Hard Truth. We'll be right back.
Yeah, that's The Hard Truth. I love that.
Welcome back to The Hard Truth. Percival Kofi Akpaloo, 2020 presidential candidate for the LPG Party, is my guest. Now, Kofi, it's no secret that you intend to contest the 2024 elections. You lost massively in the 2020 elections. I stated that earlier. Securing only 7,683 votes, the whole Ghana. Why do you think it would make any difference in 2024?
2024 will be different in the sense that more people have tried MPP and they've experienced what MPP had offered them. And NDC, they knew them already. Even
How? Tell me about NDC.
NDC, they've been with us for 27 years and they know what they can do for Ghanaians.
Which is what?
That's what we have. Unemployment and a whole lot. I mean,
NDC gave
bad
Ghanaians
rules,
unemployment, bad rules.
deplorable educational infrastructure, a whole lot. Even, I don't know whether we listened to the chairman recently, their national chairman. He said NCNC, no contribution, no chop. He's saying that when they assume power, in case they assume power in 2024, they are going to chop our money. And Ghana here, when you say chop,
and he categorically said they are going to chop Ghanaians.
He said no contribution, no chop. What are they coming to chop?
Categorically said we're going to chop our money.
No. When he said no contribution, no chop, what is he coming to chop?
So now NDC give us unemployment, bad roads.
Yes.
That's what you just said. And then NPP, what's NPP doing to us now?
Now you are going through hardship. You are experiencing what you are going through. Okay, the contractors are not being paid. Everybody is complaining. There's no food on your table. So I don't know why you are going to vote for MPP and NDC.
So now let's come back to the question. So what would you do differently?
LPG is the alternative. MPP and NDC will not do anything to help you. So the best option is LPG.
I'm interested in knowing the lessons that you've learned in this years when you lost in the 2020 election. What lessons have you learned after assessing your performance?
For that one, I cannot disclose them here because it's our weapon now. So I can't disclose them.
The lessons you have learned is your weapon. You can't disclose.
Yeah, I can't disclose them because we've learned from it and we are going to improve. So I cannot tell you.
You have said that the solution to the social and economic challenges confronting Ghana is, captured in the LPG 2024 manifesto. How realistic are, your policies and what makes them unique?
We are going to have only 19 ministers in our government.
Okay.
There won't be more than 19 ministers. Because we're not going to use any regional minister.
Why?
I don't know the role they play. I don't know their
relevance.
Exactly. So we're not going to use them because every district has a district chief executive or municipal chief executive. So what is the essence of
19 ministers?
Exactly.
No deputies. Are you going to have deputies?
No, part of it.
I see.
Yeah, because we're going to have only 13 ministries.
Can you mention?
Yeah. We're going to planning and finance, we're going to put them together as one ministry. Okay. Now, employment and labor relations, we're going to add it to trade ministry. Gender and social protection, the social protection bit, we're going to add it to the trade ministry. And then the gender, we add it to health ministry.
You add gender ministry to health ministry.
Yeah.
What is the connection?
It's going to be a department because the gender, as we know, is mainly relating to women issues.
And are they health issues? Why are you
because
combine health and gender?
Exactly. Because when women are healthy, okay, if women are healthy, then the economy will be healthy.
I see.
Yeah. So we need to take good care of them. So we have to build women hospital in every region.
Women hospital in every region.
Because you see, women have a lot of complications and issues, and we should have special hospitals for them. Okay. Now, when it takes something like sports and youth and sports, we don't need it. It should be department. So the youth and sports, the sports and the youth ministry, we just add them to education. And then when you take as department, and then when you take something like national security and an interior ministry, we should put them together as homeland security. When you take environment, science and technology, The environment bit should be added to local government.
So when you change the names and merge them together, what would
yeah.
that do? What would that
Yeah,
do?
because we don't need a ministry called Environment, Science and Technology. The environment should be added to local government. Tourism should be added to local government. Okay? Science should be added to education, technology to communication, and the information ministry put together.
Interesting.
Okay?
Interesting.
If you take a ministry like Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, we don't need that ministry. So
what do we need?
You have to put them to as a department under local government. We don't need to waste money on them. And remember, each of these ministries, they have chief directors whatsoever. So when we make them as department, the chief directors will take control of their place. And we don't need any minister doing those things. And then ministry for Attorney General and then Minister for Justice, we will separate them because we want to manage corruption in this country. And
but again, Kofi, as part of your policies, you talked about spending spending millions on infrastructure, construction roads, and hospitals and schools. So creating 1 million jobs for the youth, and then solving the galamsey issues among others. You're not saying anything we haven't heard before. These are things that we've heard before.
Some young people are coming out from universities and polytechnics. We are saying that we are going to set up a $10 billion job fund. The purpose of that job fund is that when you have a business idea, you come in there, take money, and then we support you with mentorship to start your own business.
So we have you start. We have other.
No, the you start, they'll give you 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. But can that create jobs? That one, they are giving them to go and spend the money. Okay?
I see.
Yeah, if we have to be serious as a people, If you want to create jobs, you have to create businesses, serious businesses. Somebody need about $5 million or $10 million. Support him with that. Because a lot of young men and women out there, they have fantastic business ideas. And what they are looking for is what? A support. Not 5,000, 10,000 because you can't compete.
Serious money.
Exactly. We have to be serious as a people. Not like trading, like petty trading. That's no business. If you want to do it. If you're not ready, don't go into it. That's what LPG will do. And then we are going to build business incubators in all our public universities.
I think Ghana is listening right now. Flatter us. So for businesses, for SMEs, what would you do for them with this same model you're talking about?
Yeah.
Just we want to imagine it. What would you do for SMEs in Ghana?
Because we want to create jobs. We want to encourage you to employ our newly graduates, from universities, those who have just finished their national service. We want you to engage them. So what we're going to do is that we're going to pay
their salaries.
No, their SNIT contribution. The government
will pay for the SNIT contribution.
Exactly. And then also we are going to make sure that whatever you're going to pay that child, when you're preparing your annual returns, you do it 3 times to reduce your tax. Just to give you some kind of incentives to enable you to engage these young men and women.
Are you going to use the abracadabra magic wand to make this? How can this happen? It's like, it sounds so good to be true.
Oh, you see, Ghana, our problems are numerous, but the solutions to our problems are very tiny.
Which is what?
Yeah. Put money in the system.
So where will you get the money from?
Yeah, you can borrow money to put in the system for economic activities.
Great. In your 2020 manifesto, you talked about providing child support benefits of 200 Ghana cedis for each child, and proving unemployment benefits of about 400 unemployment for them. How is this possible? How are you going to do all this?
It's possible because we want to generate demand activities in the economy. So when you pay child benefits, parents are going to get money to spend in the economy. So if you are producing, you have the confidence that when you produce, people will buy. Because when you produce and people are not buying, you will not be motivated to do more. And it will not create jobs.
So as soon as anybody gets pregnant and have a baby, child has a 200 Ghana cedis.
Exactly.
Every child. Even if you can support yourself.
Oh, why not?
No, even if the parent can still provide.
It's like the free SSS.
Okay.
It's like the free SSS. Every person is enjoying it. So far as you are the school going age, you are enjoying it, whether you are rich or you are poor.
So every month, child
Every
support
month.
for 200 Ghana. So
All
if you
that-
have 7 children,
1,400. And even if you are lucky and you have twins, the twins per child will get 300 cedis.
I see.
Okay.
Why are you discriminating?
No, because it's difficult to manage twins.
I see.
Mind you, this
It's
money.
like the government cares. The LPG government will care for
Yeah,
its
because that's
people.
the future of this country. They are potential taxpayers. Me and you were once babies, and now we are here. We are contributing. We are paying taxes. So if you are saying that if somebody is below 18 years, he's not supposed to work, but the person must eat. So what are you giving to those people? So we have to feed them. And then to feed them, we provide that benefit. Even the money, you're giving it to the parents, especially the mothers. That's why we call it benefit for taking care of that child.
You have quite an ambitious goal for 2024. Now, not only do you have hope to win the election, you also hope to have majority seats in parliament. How are you going to do that? Aren't you setting an unrealistic target for yourself and your party?
No, it's good to set big targets. So if you're not able to achieve it, fine. At least it's good to think big. Because if you think small, then it means you are not a human being. You have to think big and do big stuff.
So that's just you dreaming.
Yeah, it's good to dream. Because when you go to the Bible, it says your old people will dream dreams, and then your young men will have visions.
See visions.
So, it's part of us.
So you are seeing vision.
Exactly, you have to see. Because if you don't see the future, you cannot do anything now.
But when you see, do you see any light at the end of the tunnel?
Oh, yes, I see more than light.
But Kofi, you said, you spoke to God in 2020, and, you had a clear light to move on. But what happened to you?
Yeah, he is the final determinant factor. So he would decide.
So you didn't hear right from God?
Oh, no, I heard right. But he decided what should happen. Because God knew that we're going to have these difficulties. Okay. I watched this on the social media. There was this also I think it's around Pukwas or something like that. And he was advising John Mahama. He said, John Mahama, you have to thank God that you did not win. Because when the early part of 2021, we're having this doomso. So that Asofo was, that Asofo who will be going around like circles, that Asofo, I don't know. You wear some blue thing and then he was saying that, the mama should thank God that he did not win. And he should forget about this court because this doomso. God wanted to prevent him from going through. Rather than the Ghanaians would have even ended his life, So
They have ended Muhammad's life.
So sometimes when God is preventing you from certain things, human beings as we are, we might not know.
Yes, but let's come down to earth. How many officers do you have nationwide? And do you even have party officers in most of the constituencies?
Honestly, we are going according to the requirement, the law, what the law requires.
I'm listening.
The law says we should have our national headquarters. So we have our national headquarters at Kokomlemle. And then we should also have regional offices. So all the 16 regions, we have our regional offices. Even if you go to Kumasi, Asafo roundabout, labor. We have our office, they're very big. And then if you go to Cape Coast, anywhere, all the
how many are you? How many are your members? Do you know?
For that one, I cannot say it here because I don't have the figures unless I go to the database before I'll be able to tell you the exact numbers. Because every blessed day, people are adding their names.
After the 2020 elections, you had, I think you had a fallout with some of your parliamentary candidates who contested on the ticket of your party. You were accused of failing to pay them money you promised them. With this bad faith, how do you intend to attract people to contest on the ticket of your party?
Akosua,
I'm listening.
You see, some people sometimes, lack of knowledge, my people perish. I think it's in Hosea 4:6 here. It's a lack of knowledge, my people perish. When you are contesting as a parliamentary candidate, you have to pay your filing fee, aren't you? Even sometimes you have to pay to the party. and then the party will use that money to file on your behalf. But our party, we decided not to take anybody's money. We said, you go and file for yourself. And they went and they filed on their own. So why are they complaining? I'm not a money-making machine.
Hammond, Kande Fire was a central constituency. Gifty Hammond claimed that you, Kofi Akpaloo, told them that, you know, the president promised you some money.
Which president?
You're going to Nana Adodankwa promised you some money, and that, you know, you asked them to use their monies to fund the campaign, and we're going to refund the money for them after the election.
You know, sometimes, somebody can just come out, create lies just to tarnish your hard-won reputation. Is Akosua the owner of LPG? Is Akosua a member of LPG? Is Akosua the richest man in Ghana who doesn't know how to use his money and then he's dashing his money around? I mean, sometimes some people...
So these allegations are false?
Oh, yeah, just to... I mean, I don't need to dwell on that. You know, I don't need to waste energy. You know.
Sophie, how strong is the LPG? In terms of membership capacity and finance, how strong are you?
LPG, we are growing. You know, it's a new party, and we are growing gradually. So very soon we'll get there. So financially, we are okay.
What's okay?
What is okay is that we don't owe anybody. As a party, we don't owe anybody. And then our activities are going on. So we think we are okay.
You're still watching The Hard Truth. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Hard Truth. I have with me the leader of LPG Liberal Party of Ghana, Kofi Percival Akpaloo. Sir, you are asking Ghanaians to unite behind you to break the duopoly of the NPP and NPP. Now, majority of Ghanaians are in favor of the laws that make up the LGBT plus activities illegal. You, however, hold a contrary view. Why is that?
You see, we are liberals. And as a liberal party, we believe in fundamental human rights. We are asking those who are promoting the bill in Parliament, we're asking them one question. What is the motive? Why? Has anybody come out by asking, demanding that Ghana we should accept LGBTQ plus in Ghana here? Has anybody done that?
Don't you need laws to govern the things?
No, we have laws already. We have laws again on natural carnal sex. We already have. So what is the essence of this?
So what's your beef then?
The new bill. They are saying that they are fighting LGBTQ plus activities. That's what they are saying. That's what they are claiming. But to us, we are saying that, hey, rather the guys are rather promoting it.
Really?
Yes, they are rather promoting it because recently...
Parliamentarians are promoting it.
Yes. Recently...
How are they promoting LGBTQ plus activities? How?
Recently, I don't know whether you followed this media discussion where some parliamentarians claimed somebody built or erected a billboard promoting LGBTQ, whatever. And then they stood just under the billboard and then they did a press conference. me and you, we did not pass that place. We did not see it. But rather, we saw it on the social media. So who is promoting what? Now, they are saying that they are coming out with a bill, and then in the bill, when you are caught promoting or in the act of LGBTQ or whatever, you are going to go to jail.
Yeah.
And we are saying that then this bill is non-starter. It doesn't make sense.
Why?
Because we need to find out where or the root cause of this LGBTQ. Because some people got into the act from secondary schools because they went to boarding house and somebody introduced them into it. Somebody got it because he went to jail and then he got that from jail. So if you are sending somebody to jail, are you going to build a special jail for those people so that you put a man and a woman in a cell, or you are going to add them to the male cells or to the female cells?
So what should be done to search people? Should we have any?
So it means you have to go to what is stated in the Bible. The Bible says that when somebody is caught in this act, you have to kill the person.
Stone, yeah.
Kill the person. So if you cannot kill the person, then, I mean, what can you do?
So why do you accuse Parliament of taking bribes? You know, you call it noise. You accuse Parliament.
Yeah, what I'm saying is
of taking bribes.
No, I've not accused Parliament. What I'm saying is that I suspect those who are rather trying to push this bill have rather gone for some money trying to.
But are you also aware you've also
elude us? No,
you've also been accused of, opposing the bill to get financial support from the LGBT community.
No.
How do you react to this? Have you taken some money from the LGBT community?
Even if I've taken money from the LGBT, whatever, I don't give a damn to that. But what I'm trying to say is that those people who are trying to, you see, which month?
So why would you take money from them?
I have not. I have not. But what I'm trying to say is that they brought this out. When? When was that? Ghanaians are concentrating on what they will eat today and tomorrow, and away from this noise. Away from this noise. So this noise, they are trying to draw our attention because this month that we are in is the Pride Month.
We shouldn't care about our children. We shouldn't care about society, norms in society. I'm sure you're a Christian and what the Bible says about it. So you know that in our part of the world, when you cross a traffic light, a red light, what happens to you? The police arrest you. We don't say we are liberals. So yes, even if I cross a traffic light and it's green or if it's red, then I'm a liberal. It doesn't matter. Okay. Don't we have, or aren't we supposed to have laws that governs, the LGBT or whatever, this gay acts?
Akosua,
I'm listening.
With this, the Bible says that Jesus Christ came to this world because of the ungodly. He did not come because of the righteous. Okay? Now, Jesus Christ, the same Jesus Christ said something. He said, with this, you cannot fight it with the physical. This one, you have to fight it with prayer and fasting. You need to understand the root cause. So if you want to fight this, get the root cause. The root cause is that secondary schools close all boarding houses so that people will not get involved in the first place. Okay?
So we shouldn't have boarding houses.
Exactly. Because people learn this from boarding houses. They get in there and they start this habit. So if you are serious and want to fight this menace, then tackle it from that angle. Then we see your seriousness. Other than that, I'm just making.
Or we should stone them. You mentioned that we should stone them.
Yes, if they think they want to do something against these people, then. But the truth of the matter is that how can you stone somebody these days, these modern days? You cannot stone them. So when you add them to the prison, when you put them in prison, you are rather going to compound the problem.
So what should we do then? Tell us.
We should allow them and pray for them and fast for them. If you can pray and fast. Because...
So I'm working on this when I see two young men, kids, and I should allow them and start praying for them. Is that what you're saying?
No, what can you do? What can you do?
So I shouldn't do anything. I shouldn't say, stop, you don't do that here.
No. What you can do is what? You have to pray for them. Okay?
But your national party organizer even resigned over this stance, over this issue. Are you aware?
That guy is... I don't want to waste time on him. Okay, I don't want to waste time on him, so allow him to... We are liberals.
Why did he resign?
No, you have to ask him. I'm not the one to answer her.
He resigned because of this issue.
No, he has not written to us that he has resigned. So we will not take it like that. You understand? We are an organization. And then you can join the organization tomorrow and you can decide to leave the organization. So joining and leaving is not a problem. But the truth of the matter is that we need to respect the fundamental human rights. You see, somebody will go and steal something, and then you will stone that person to death without giving the person a fair hearing or a fair chance to repent. And you kill the person. The same thing happened to Major Mahama. Somebody suspected him to be an armed robber. They went after him, they stoned him, they killed him. Is that the kind of society we should live? So when we are saying respect the fundamental human right, we are not saying somebody should go and do bad things.
So we don't need. I asked. It's been something I've been asking. From the beginning of this season. Do you, Kofi, think we need a Lee Kuan Yew in Ghana?
Yes, I'm the one.
You are the Lee Kuan Yew, but you said you're a liberal. Lee Kuan Yew wasn't a liberal. He wasn't a liberalist.
No, I'm not here to preach socialist inclined or capitalist inclined. I'm here in the middle. So Lee Kuan Yew or Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah, if you have listened to Kwame Nkrumah, you realize that Kwame Nkrumah was not even a socialist or communist. He was a liberal. And Lee Kuan Yew, if you listen to him properly, then you know that he is a liberal. Because he wanted the best for his country. So he was not putting any other person there. He was putting people who have or what it takes.
Who merited it.
Exactly. And then people who are honest to deliver.
So that's what your party will do.
Exactly.
Finally, if you get to be the president of Ghana, 2025 after the election, will you legalize LGBTQ activities in Ghana?
Oh, no. That's not in our manifesto. Check our manifesto. We've never said anything of that sort in our manifesto. And we will not. I'm a Christian. I'm not going to do that.
So we should just pray for them and allow them.
I'm going to declare fasting, prayer and fasting. 1 week prayer and fasting to pray for this country. Because the problems of this country, we need to pray for this land. Because Kwame Nkrumah cursed this land. And we need to pray for this land. We need to declare prayer and fasting and pray for this land to be healed. People take spiritual things for granted. We need to pray. People who have been entangled in all these things, need to pray for them to be released. And then you have your children. But remember, some people were coming like twins, but they ended up in one person. Some, they came with 2 hairs, 1 stomach. Some, they came one person with a different person in the inside. That's why we call them Obakwabena or something like that. Or maybe Kodubisiaba, you know those people. Yeah. You know, they were coming like twins, but they ended up in one person. So you see the body like a male, but inside the action, everything is a woman.
So we should pray for them.
Yes, exactly.
We need time to talk about, you talked about Nkrumah and all these things.
Yeah.
Cares in the country. I think we need time for
yes.
that. That'll be for another day. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Akosua.
I've been speaking to Percival Kofi Akpaloo, founder of the Liberal Party of Ghana. What do you make of, his chances in 2024 election? Share your thoughts with us on our social media platforms. Catch a repeat of the program on Saturday at 2 p.m. And my name is Nana Akosua, Konadu Asante-Samuels. Thank you so much for watching The Hard Truth. We'll see you soon. Good night.